Selecting the right room for your home recording studio is a critical step in ensuring the quality of your recordings. We're going to go through some factors now which will determine the best place in your house for your space. Let's discuss size and space. First, you have to choose a room that is large enough to accommodate your studio desk, recording equipment, instruments, any additional gear that takes up space, and someplace for guests to sit comfortably. Remember though, bigger isn't always better. Too much space can present its own challenges. For example, if you have cathedral ceilings, you may get fantastic reverb, but you will most likely need to add a lot of acoustic treatment to get it to sound like the reverb you're hearing in your head. If that is not your reality, then try and find a ceiling that is between 8 and 12 feet high. That is perfect for most recording studios. Pay attention to the acoustics of the room. Larger spaces will have more inherent acoustical issues than smaller rooms. Ideally, you want a room with minimal sound reflections, echoes, and reverberations. You will also need to be on the lookout for standing waves and comb filtering. We're going to get a bit techie here, but it's important to understand these two issues in order to identify the problems they can create in a recording space. Standing waves occur when two waves of the same frequency and amplitude traveling in opposite directions, like when they bounce off parallel walls, overlap and combine in a way that can cause uneven sound distribution, irregular frequency boosts and attenuation, uneven bass response, and phase cancellations. We won't go into details about these right now. A whole separate course could be written about the cause and effect of standing waves. It is sufficient here to say that these are a nightmare for recording and should be minimized or avoided altogether if possible by using diffusers, absorbers, bass traps, and other acoustic panels strategically placed to minimize the impact of standing waves. We'll cover acoustic treatment later in this course. Comb filtering occurs when two or more sound waves combine in such a way that some frequencies experience destructive interference, resulting in frequency cancellation. In recording, this can lead to the loss of certain frequencies in the audio signal, making the recording sound thin or hollow. You may have heard this when a DJ plays two identical pieces of audio and then slows one of them up a slight bit. It creates kind of a sweeping sound or phasing caused by the cancellation of certain frequencies. Although this can be good when used for a specific sound in the recording process, it can wreak havoc when left uncontrolled in a recording space. Proper use of acoustic treatments can eliminate the comb filtering issue. Now let's talk about shape, layout, and room materials. Irregularly shaped rooms with alcoves, angles, and cutouts can introduce acoustic issues. It is preferable to have a room with rectangular or square walls. Given that, you'll need to be mindful of the potential intrusion of those nasty standing waves and comb filtering I just talked about. Make sure to hang the necessary acoustic paneling on all the parallel walls to eliminate those. Avoid spaces with overly bright acoustics. These include metal fixtures, windows, tile, or hardwood floors. If you can, move that steel shelving unit into another room. If these can't be avoided, then cover the metal fixtures with a blanket. Block the windows with heavy curtains and put carpeting or rugs over the hardwood floor. Find a room that has thick walls, or at least proper stud construction between your studio space and the adjoining room. Avoid thin, hollow walls where you can hear Jimmy playing his video games as if he were in the same room as you. Soundproofing is your friend here, but if that is not possible, then blankets or heavy curtains can help. If you have access to a concrete retaining wall, that might help as well. But you might have a problem getting that into your room. Final considerations. Make sure that you have plenty of electrical outlets. You'll find that you never seem to have enough of these. Ideally, these would be split between multiple power sources rather than being on the same circuit. This is because if one device in your studio develops a hum, that hum may be transferred to other devices plugged into the same circuit. If you are electrically savvy, you could check your electric panel box to see whether another accessible output may be that is on a different circuit than the one in your studio space. You could run an extension cable from that outlet into your studio. If that option is not realistic or aesthetically pleasing, you can call in an electrician to create a new circuit into your studio. Above all, try to minimize grounding issues as much as you can. Next, ensure that your room has proper ventilation to prevent overheating during long recording sessions and to help you be more comfortable when you're recording. Controlling temperature and humidity is essential for sensitive equipment and temperamental artists. If you can, find a space where you can expand as you grow. It's better to expand in the same spot than to have to move all of your equipment to a new location as your recording aspirations get bigger.